Imagine it is a Tuesday morning in the year 2030. Two neighbors in a typical American suburb walk out to their driveways. Both possess college degrees, both have a decade of experience in their respective fields, and both work incredibly hard. However, one neighbor is thriving, commanding a higher salary while working fewer hours, while the other is drowning in a sea of stagnant wages, battling a relentless tide of automation that threatens their livelihood. What separates them is not inherited wealth. It is not raw intellect. The sole differentiator between their financial realities is a single, uncompromising variable: their ability to leverage artificial intelligence. The global economy currently stands at an unprecedented inflection point. For the American middle class, the stakes have literally never been higher. For decades, the formula for achieving the American dream was straightforward and predictable: acquire a specialized skill, secure a mid-level corporate or administrative role, and ride the escalator of seniority to financial stability. Today, that escalator is being dismantled and reassembled by algorithmic systems capable of unprecedented cognitive processing. The rise of artificial intelligence is often heralded as the next great industrial revolution, promising massive leaps in human productivity and corporate innovation. Yet, beneath this technological optimism lies a profound and growing anxiety that AI-driven automation will permanently erode the traditional pillars of the middle-class economy. The truth, however, is far more nuanced than a dystopian science fiction movie. Artificial intelligence will not completely destroy the middle class. Instead, it will ruthlessly divide it. We are rapidly transitioning from a labor-based middle class to a digitally leveraged middle class. Let us explore the great bifurcation. As we move closer to 2030, we are witnessing the initial tremors of an economic earthquake. This incredible capital influx is fundamentally splitting the United States economy into two distinct extremes, placing an immense pressure point directly on the middle class. On one end of the spectrum, there is a massive surge in demand for physical, skilled trades. Electricians, construction managers, plumbers, and HVAC technicians are seeing their market value skyrocket, driven directly by the explosive build-out of data centers required to power massive AI models. You cannot automate the physical wiring of a server farm. On the other end of the spectrum, elite AI researchers and highly specialized software engineers are commanding staggering salaries, often reaching the high six- and even seven-figure range. But caught in the crosshairs of this technological revolution is the sizable American middle. These are the paralegals, the insurance adjusters, the mid-level accountants, the copywriters, and the customer support specialists. These are the routine, cognitive white-collar roles that have historically provided safe harbor for middle-class families. The threat of white-collar displacement represents more than just a temporary loss of income. It threatens to trigger a devastating balance sheet crisis for American households. When hard-working individuals are suddenly forced to draw down their savings, tap into retirement accounts, or delay home ownership, the foundational process through which ordinary wages transition into compounding assets is violently interrupted. As the old proverb states, the wind does not break a tree that bends. The American workforce must learn to bend and adapt to this new paradigm, because the technological winds are only going to blow harder. To truly comprehend how the middle class will be redefined, we must examine the situation through the lens of basic mathematics. The traditional middle-class wealth equation has always been linear. You trade a unit of your time for a unit of currency. Think of it as a simple multiplication problem. Your wealth equals your hourly rate multiplied by the number of hours you work. In this old model, to increase your wealth, you must either increase your hours, which is strictly capped by human biology and the 24 hours in a day, or marginally increase your rate through years of slow, incremental promotions. Now, consider the new, AI-leveraged economic model that will dominate by 2030. Artificial intelligence allows a single worker to decouple their output from their physical time spent at a desk. By integrating large language models, automated data analysis, and autonomous digital agents, the worker introduces an exponential multiplier into their wealth generation equation. Instead of simple multiplication, their wealth becomes an equation of compounding efficiency. A worker uses AI to automate 80% of their routine tasks, freeing up their time to take on 3 times as many clients. Their output is no longer bound by the hours in a day. When a middle-class worker masters these tools, their economic output explodes. Conversely, the worker who relies strictly on the linear equation of the past will quickly find their output, and consequently their market value, severely outpaced by both software systems and their tech-savvy peers. The fear of mass unemployment is palpable, but a closer examination of the job market reveals a complex reality. By the year 2030, millions of routine jobs will undoubtedly be displaced. However, it is crucial to recognize that the future of work will remain largely human. Artificial intelligence will take over an increasing number of workflows and individual tasks, but tasks do not entirely constitute a job. Most jobs will not be eliminated, but rather significantly reshaped. Workers will retain their employment, but their daily tools, methodologies, and operational workflows will transform entirely. To understand the practical implications of this shift, we must look at live examples of how specific industries are transforming right now in the United States. Consider the end of routine customer interactions. Customer service representatives have long been a staple entry point into the middle class. Today, most human customer service interactions are no longer conducted via telephone with human employees. The queries presented by customers are typically highly repetitive, like checking an account balance or processing a simple return. These do not inherently require high levels of social or emotional intelligence. Consequently, AI agents are aggressively automating these responses, efficiently replacing the equivalent of millions of full-time roles. Next, look at the medical and legal fields. A junior paralegal used to spend 40 hours a week reading through thousands of pages of legal discovery to find a single relevant precedent. Today, an artificial intelligence software program can scan millions of legal documents and summarize the exact precedent in 14 seconds. Does this mean the law firm fires all paralegals? No. It means the paralegal who knows how to prompt the AI can now do the work of 10 people. That specific paralegal becomes incredibly valuable, while the other 9 who refuse to use the technology are let go. This is the bifurcation in real time. Another significant trend is the rise of the superstar junior employee. Paradoxically, while some entry-level jobs vanish, others are being aggressively elevated. Research demonstrates a striking two-track job market. Junior-level positions that are highly exposed to AI tools are now demanding skills traditionally reserved for senior management, such as strategic leadership and complex critical thinking. Because the AI handles the formatting, the spelling, the math, and the basic research, the junior employee is immediately thrust into high-level decision-making. As the proverb goes, in the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. For those willing to pivot, technology provides the leverage to perform the work of an entire department, transforming a junior employee into a high-impact organizational leader overnight. We cannot discuss the future of the middle-class economy without addressing the macroeconomic environment. The integration of artificial intelligence into the global market is triggering a massive battle between inflationary pressures and deflationary innovation. Currently, the massive capital required to build data centers, secure energy grids, and manufacture advanced microchips is pushing up costs. For the middle-class consumer, this means higher prices in the immediate term for technology and electricity. However, the longer-run effect of artificial intelligence is widely expected to shift toward deflationary growth. As software dramatically improves worker efficiency, the sheer volume of output will increase. When companies can produce significantly more goods and services at a fraction of the historical labor cost, things should theoretically become cheaper. The primary danger for the middle class is not just inflation, but wealth concentration. Technology inherently tends to concentrate extreme wealth among the corporations and individuals who control the underlying infrastructure and proprietary algorithms. While highly specialized engineers and top-tier executives stand to realize immense financial gains, a vast portion of ordinary workers may face the bleak reality of stagnant wages. You must understand this mathematical truth. Wages alone will not protect you from the volatility of the coming decade. The middle class must aggressively focus on converting their labor income into equity and assets that benefit from market growth. If the tech economy drives trillions of dollars in global value, the stock markets and business equities will absorb this value. If you remain solely reliant on a linear hourly wage while ignoring the exponential curve of capital appreciation driven by tech growth, you will mathematically fall behind. You must invest in the infrastructure of the future. You must own a piece of the system, whether through stock market index funds, real estate, or owning your own digitally leveraged small business. So, how do we build a personal defense strategy? The defining trait of the successful middle-class worker in 2030 will be aggressive adaptability. If your job can be reduced to a standard operating procedure, an algorithmic flowchart, or a repetitive data entry sequence, it is economically vulnerable. To thrive, you must focus entirely on the aspects of your profession that require distinctly human traits. First, cultivate high-bandwidth human skills. While machines can process data at speeds beyond human comprehension, they lack empathy, complex moral reasoning, and the ability to build deep, trust-based human relationships. A machine can diagnose a medical scan, but it cannot hold a patient's hand and deliver the news with profound human empathy. A machine can draft a sales contract, but it cannot sit at a dinner table and build a decade-long relationship with a client. Roles requiring high emotional intelligence, nuanced negotiation, human leadership, and strategic vision will command massive premiums in this new economy. Second, become an orchestrator. Stop viewing yourself as a producer of individual tasks. View yourself as a manager of digital agents. The most highly compensated middle-class professionals of 2030 will be those who can formulate the best questions, curate the finest generated outputs, and orchestrate multiple autonomous workflows simultaneously to achieve business objectives. You are no longer the painter. You are the gallery curator. The year 2030 is not a distant, abstract concept. It is rapidly approaching, and the foundational architecture of the next economic era is being coded, deployed, and scaled at this very second. The narrative that automation will completely obliterate the middle class is a fear-based myth. However, the reality that it will ruthlessly punish the complacent is an undeniable mathematical fact. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Do not allow the shockwaves of technological disruption to dictate your family's financial destiny. Take ownership of your trajectory today. Look at your current profession and conduct a brutal, honest audit of your daily tasks. Which elements can be automated? Which elements require your unique human insight? Begin integrating these new tools into your daily workflow immediately. Invest in your own upskilling, learn how to manage autonomous systems, and transition your mindset from being a cog in the corporate machine to being the architect of your own digital leverage. The future economy will belong to the adaptable. The tools required to build unprecedented wealth have never been more accessible, yet the penalty for ignoring them has never been more severe. Adapt, leverage, and thrive. The choice is entirely yours. If this message resonated with you, it is time to take action. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like on this video, and share it with someone who needs to hear the harsh, unvarnished truth about the future of our economy. Leave a comment below with the one skill you plan to learn this year to stay ahead of the curve. Your financial future starts right now.